In the pantheon of rock gods, few images are as enduring as that of Slash. With his signature top hat and a cascade of dark curls obscuring his face, he stands as an icon of 80s rock power ballads, a visual and oral force that defined a generation. Yet beneath this public persona lies a complex tapestry of motivations and pressures, woven together by the relentless demands of the fame machine. It's a world where the mask is often more celebrated than the man behind it. What drives Slash to maintain such an enigmatic facade? To understand this, we employ the lens of the Enneagram, a tool not to diagnose, but to explore the motivations that shape public figures like Slash. Imagine the core of Slash not as a fixed identity, but as an ongoing dance between his fears and desires, his public image and private self. Through the Enneagram, we might glimpse him as embodying traits of Type 4, the individualist. Deeply creative, with a penchant for unique expression, he strives to be significant, to carve out a niche in the vast landscape of rock legends. This is someone who, at his core, fears being mundane or insignificant. His desire? To discover his own identity, to express it with authenticity, and to be recognized for it. The formative years of Slash's life were steeped in an ecosystem marked by intense creativity and instability. Born Saul Hudson, his upbringing was a whirlwind of artistry and chaos. His father, an English artist, and his mother, a costume designer, painted a world teetering between glamorous allure and tumultuous reality. This environment laid the groundwork for a young boy who would grow up both enchanted by and wary of the spotlight. Within the music industry, Slash navigated a pressure cooker of expectations. The fame machine is a merciless beast, rewarding the bold and punishing those who falter. For Slash, his role as the lead guitarist in Heartsting Kiss meant inhabiting a space where his talents were his currency, but his image was his brand. The industry, with its insatiable hunger for new idols, demanded he maintain an aura of mystery, a persona that was both accessible and untouchable. Every relationship within this ecosystem further crystallized his public mask. Allies saw him as a prodigious talent, while rivals viewed him as a formidable opponent. Romantically, the image of Slash was one of the brooding artist, the enigmatic muse for countless love ballads. Yet these dynamics often pushed him into a role of caretaker, compelled to uphold the expectations placed upon his shoulders. The public sees a mask of effortless cool, the epitome of rock and roll nonchalance. But beneath it lies the private pressure, the weight of being perceived as a rock deity. The public persona of Slash is the result of a delicate balance, a tension between the need to perform and the desire to retreat. As an Enneagram Type 4 might suggest, there's a constant battle between the fear of losing one's identity and the compulsion to stand apart from the crowd. These traits, when distorted, can become a trap. The very gifts that allowed Slash to shine, his creativity, his unique style, can also isolate him. The shadow side of this type is the tendency towards melancholy and withdrawal, a retreat into the self that can stifle growth and connection. Yet it is in the integration of these shadows that true growth lies. Acknowledging and embracing the full spectrum of his experience allows for a more authentic expression of self. As viewers, we may wonder, where do these patterns resonate in our own lives? Have you ever felt compelled to wear a mask, to live up to a role that others celebrate, even as it stifles your true self? The story of Slash is not just a tale of rock and roll glory, but a universal reflection on the masks we all wear. These patterns, these pressures, are not confined to the world of rock stardom. They are, perhaps, an intrinsic part of the human condition. Each chord Slash played, each note he bent, carried with it the weight of this internal struggle. Music became more than an expression. It was an exorcism, a cathartic release of the emotions that simmered beneath the surface. For an Enneagram Type 4, such deep emotional expression is not merely a choice, but a necessity. The stage was his sanctuary, a place where the boundaries between his public persona and private self blurred, if only for a moment. Here the archetype of the artist was fully embodied, the tortured soul seeking solace in creation, wrestling with the duality of adoration and isolation. As we delve deeper into the archetype of the artist within the context of Slash's life, it's essential to recognize the role of the shadow. In Jungian psychology, The shadow represents the parts of ourselves we reject or deny. For Slash, the shadow may manifest as a fear of mediocrity or being misunderstood, a paradoxical blend of longing for recognition and disdain for its superficiality. The shadow can drive an artist to extraordinary heights, fueling the creative fire, yet it can also lead to self-doubt and the relentless pursuit of an ever-elusive identity. The trickster archetype also weaves in and out of Slash's narrative. The trickster challenges norms, defies expectations, and embraces chaos. In Slash's case, this archetype might be seen in his defiance of musical conventions, his willingness to reinvent himself, and his ability to navigate the rock industry's chaotic landscape. The trickster's laughter, however, can mask deeper vulnerabilities, a reminder that the persona we display can be both a shield and a prison. Slash's journey is a dance between these archetypal forces. His creativity, a beacon of individuality, is also a source of internal conflict. There is an undeniable allure to standing apart, yet the isolation that comes with it can be profound. The Enneagram's stress and growth points for a Type 4 offer further insight into this dynamic. Under stress, 4s might shift towards Type 2 behaviors, becoming overly focused on the needs and validation of others, losing their sense of self in the process. Conversely, in growth, they move towards Type 1, embracing discipline and purpose, channeling their creative energy into structured, meaningful endeavors. Key moments in Slash's career highlight these archetypal and Enneagram patterns at play. Take, for instance, the formation of Velvet Revolver. This collaboration was a step towards integration, a move that required Slash to balance his individual artistry with the demands of a cohesive group. Here we witness the archetype of the mentor emerging, as Slash assumed a guiding role, shaping the band's direction while simultaneously rediscovering his passion for music. The success of Velvet Revolver wasn't just a commercial triumph, it was a personal victory, a testament to Slash's ability to reconcile his inner conflicts and channel them into collective creativity. Yet it's the quieter moments, away from the spotlight, that provide the richest insight into his psyche. The solitude of songwriting, the hours spent refining a riff, these are rituals that reflect the deeper work of integrating the shadow. In these instances, Slash's Enneagram Type 4 tendencies shine through. A quest for authenticity, a journey to reclaim the parts of himself obscured by fame's glare. As we explore these dynamics, it's important to remember that Slash's story is a reflection of broader human experiences. We all navigate the tension between our public personas and private selves. The quest for authenticity, the challenge of integrating our shadows, the dance between creativity and conformity, these are universal themes. In Slash, we see not just a rock icon, but a mirror, reflecting our struggles, our aspirations, our humanity. The ecosystem of Slash's life, his bandmates, his audience, the music industry, each plays a role in this intricate narrative. Allies become mirrors, reflecting back both the light and shadows of his personality. Rivals challenge him, pushing him to refine his craft, to assert his unique voice. The industry, ever evolving, demands adaptability, a willingness to embrace change without losing one's core essence. This dynamic interplay shapes the artist's journey, presenting both obstacles and opportunities for growth. In examining Slash's life through this lens, we are invited to consider our own narratives. Which archetypes resonate within us? How do we integrate our shadows, balancing the need for validation with the quest for authenticity? Slash's journey is emblematic of the creative path, a testament to the power of embracing one's true self amidst the cacophony of external expectations. This exploration of Slash's character is not just an exercise in psychological analysis, but a call to introspection. As we trace the contours of his journey, we are reminded of the transformative potential within each of us. The ability to transcend the mask we wear, to embrace our multifaceted identities, and to find meaning in the interplay of light and shadow. In this, Slash's legacy endures, not merely as a rock legend, but as a beacon for the courageous exploration of self.